So the trust series has been exciting. I've gotten some wonderful compliments on it, so thank you for all those. I've gotten some people that are a bit iffy, and then I've had some unfaithful spouses, like me, be a little bit ruffled. So I'm sorry if I'm ruffling you to a negative. If I'm ruffling you to a positive where it provokes some good, honest communication with your spouse, then I'm not sorry. But I'm going to keep going for maybe 2 more, and then we'll start another series or something like that. But we're continuing our thoughts on trust. And I want to tell you that the bedrock for reestablishing trust is honesty. If you don't have honesty in your recovery right now, whether it's been 5 days, 5 weeks, or 5 months, or 5 years, I'm sorry, but you have nothing. The backdrop to rebuilding trust is honesty. And 90% of betrayed spouses are completely overwhelmed with, how am I ever going to trust him or her again? How will we ever reestablish trust? And can I ever trust them again? I want to tell you, and I want to stay with the controversial thoughts, you don't need trust, you need honesty. Because honesty will give way to trust, and here's how it works. Honesty is what brings about intimacy, because intimacy is based upon honesty, which is being fully known by each other. Honesty is what rebuilds that intimacy. Intimacy is what gives way to trust. So if you don't have honesty, you can't have intimacy, because intimacy is based upon a lie. So as you are honest with your spouse, you're rebuilding intimacy. As intimacy is being reestablished, reconnected, and rebuilt, that eventually gives way to trust. So if you don't have honesty, you're not going to have trust. We define infidelity as the keeping of secrets from your mate. So to rebuild trust would be the relinquishing of those secrets in an effort to reestablish oneness, or to reestablish honesty and being fully known, because as you reestablish honesty, you start to reestablish intimacy, and as you reestablish intimacy, that spills over into reestablishing trust. Now, it's at this point, since we're now in football season, thank God, upon further review, you as an unfaithful spouse may not have been totally honest, and it might be time for you to become honest. It might be time for you to reveal new details. Or you may look back and see that you drip-fed your mate, or maybe you are drip-feeding your mate. And obviously I'm talking to the unfaithfuls. And I want to help you understand. Here's kind of a visual picture of what happens when we, number one, just do total disclosure. Here's what we think is regular life, real life. Now infidelity is exposed and there's disclosure. And it's like a vacuum that sucks the life, the momentum, everything out of our life, and we're at ground zero. And when disclosure is done right, we start to rebuild honesty, and we start to rebuild intimacy and trust, and we can start to heal. When you drip feed, or when you share information, and then a week, a month, or whatever goes by, and now it's kind of like, oh wait, there's more information, it looks like this. Real life, regular life, disclosure of infidelity, and then the betrayed spouse starts to heal, the marriage starts to heal, and then you go, well, wait a minute, there's more. Now we actually go lower, and we start to rebuild. And when I say lower, we're doing even more damage to our spouse, because what we've done is we've said, hey, I'm going to wreck your life. Here it all is. Now let's maybe start to rebuild our marriage. Wait a minute, I'm going to wreck your life more, and I'm actually going to wreck it worse, because now I tried to make you think that you knew everything, and now you don't. So the betrayed spouse, for you unfaithfuls, you got to hear this, man. The betrayed feels like, okay, I've found out about it. I've got to absorb it. I've got to grieve. I've got to process it, then start to kind of get back to real life. And just when they're starting to get back to real life, now new information hits. And they start to wonder, Okay, well, is there going to be new information in another week, another month, another year? And they never can gain momentum. So here's two things I want to give you real quick. Number one, when you do disclosure or when you have to do disclosure of new information or where you're trying to get all the information out, do no deal breakers. What that means is you as a betrayed spouse, tell your unfaithful spouse there's no deal breakers, tell me it all, I won't make any decisions until we get into recovery and work some kind of recovery program. What that means is, I want you to tell me everything, and I'm not going to get up and leave. I'm not going to get up and move out. I'm not going to call an attorney. I'm not going to lose my mind on you and tell you that it's over or any of that. There's no deal breakers. I just need everything if I'm going to start to heal. That's the first thing. The second thing is, don't ask for everything and then blow your mate's head off. We call it, proverbially, don't put a gun to your mate's head. And this is what some betrayed spouses do, is they kind of are saying, tell me the answer to this question. Tell me the answer to these details that I want to know. Give it to me. Give it to me. You better give it to me. I need to know. And then they tell you, and then you blow their head off with yelling, screaming, shaming, assaulting, whatever. I say that jokingly, but it happens. But you can't do that because as a betrayed spouse, if you do that, I don't know that they're ever going to be honest with you again. And so you ask them to give you information and then you blow their head off. Do the no deal breaker. Ask them to come clean and tell them you won't make any decisions until you've worked some kind of a recovery program. And don't make any decisions upon initial discovery. Get some help. Get into the EMS Online or EMS Weekend or something and make some decisions later.